Okay. I am not a doctor or a nurse. I'm just a parent of a kid who's getting isotretinoin therapy as part of her immunotherapy. And I've experimented a little bit with the best way to use or to get the medication out of the capsules and into a format that we can use the gtube for. So I typically prime a syringe with about 2 mils of olive oil, and then I pour about 10 mils of olive oil into to use with a mortar and pestle. You can also use a bowl or a spoon or something like that to smash it up, but it's a little bit easier than using a cup. You pull the capsules apart. They don't usually come clean, and I like to squish the medication out before soaking it or getting it wet, because if you get it wet, then they start to disintegrate. They either stick together if you soak them before you separate them, or when you do a second pass to extract the remaining medication, they tend to fall apart. So I squeeze the medication, kind of push from the back, and then squeeze it into the bowl here. I need to grab some water, actually. I forgot to grab a water cup. Right. So go ahead and pause that one, or stop that one. Okay. Ready? Okay.
It's still just recording.
Oh, it's still recording. Okay, I'll take that out. So then I have a cup of some warm water, and I soak the capsules for about 10 seconds each. You don't want to do it too long, because then when you squeeze them, they disintegrate and the medication falls up into the paper towel, and it's harder to get it out. And warm water, it typically is a little faster than colder water. So the capsules are water soluble, and the medication is oil soluble, so you can't just disintegrate the tablets whole. They get a little slippery, so I wrap them in a paper towel like this, and then squeeze again from the very back. And you can see how much additional medication you can get out from doing these. And then I dispose of those in the sharps container. I've also already primed the gtube with milk, and then I have a flush of milk as well to follow, because calcium is supposed to help with absorption. So I just repeat this process. You kind of want to squeeze from the back and up so that it doesn't push through the back of the capsule and then get stuck on the paper towel. And then once these are, once you've taken it all out, you can grind it either with the back of a spoon or with a mortar and pestle to really thoroughly mix it up. And it needs to be in some sort of oil, because it's, again, an oil-based medication. It won't mix with water. You can get a good amount out there. And then the last one. So it doesn't get away from paper towels. I don't know officially how much medication we lose in this process. That apparently hasn't been studied. We couldn't get any additional information from our pharmacist on actually measuring how much of this goes through the gtube or gets lost. But I find that doing both rounds of the extraction helps a lot with getting all of the medication out. And these are 30 milligram tablets. I've also done it with 25 milligram tablets and 10 milligram tablets, and I did not see a difference in those. So I'm just using a rubber spatula here to make sure I'm not losing any of the medication in the bowl. I used to fill the syringes from the bowl, but I find that to be a lot more difficult than pouring it back into a medicine cup. It's more concentrated, so it's a little deeper. It's just a lot easier to get it into the syringe. And I try to get as much of this oil off as I can with the medication. So you can see that it's kind of mixed. While there it should be smooth. There's no big globs of medication to get stuck in the G-tube. I think some of the guidance that I had read had smaller amounts of olive oil, but I think that it's easier for us to just use the 10 mils. And our daughter can use the calories anyway, so it's just not as thick and it's easier to mix it. I scoop that in. You can get almost all of it out of the bowl with the spatula. And then I typically need 2 syringes to get all of this filled. This one might be a bit of a dud of a syringe. And then the second one. And it takes a few tries to really get all of it up. And you kind of suction it out as you go. But you can get almost all of it out. So then those are primed and ready to go. And then again, I'll flush it with milk.